You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Fox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 4 p.m.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. A wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Thanks so much for joining us. Temperatures, I don't know, like high 80s with that cloud cover. We'll take it. Better than that like 107 insanity we've had in the past. I've got an in-studio guest. How do I do this the easiest way? Hey, Mario Brothers. How did he introduce himself to you? What was his name? He said John?
Oh, yeah. I believe so.
Yeah. Try to Google that as an actor name. It won't come up.
Yeah, no.
Now, this is my brother, John Johnson, who is an actor, a voiceover guy, in real life and as a job is an actor. And his acting name is Corey, Corey, which is ridiculous.
No imagination.
None.
But then my
Hey,
parents,
professional, you got to talk into the mic.
then my parents named me John Johnson, so there's no imagination there either.
Yep. You can just pull that whole thing closer
That's
to you
good.
if
I
you
got
want.
you.
All right. How's he doing level wise, Mario Brothers? Good.
After he got closer, he was
All's
good.
good. Yeah. Mario Brothers. Yeah. I wouldn't mess with that.
I got it.
I'm telling you, that thing's like going to fall over. It's like from Guitar
stand
Center.
on
It was like a $40 special.
Now I can sit down. That's all right. I'm good.
You know,
Cool.
it's the old $40 special. That thing could just implode on you any minute now.
As long as the mic works.
Yep. Anyway, Mario Brothers, aka Latin X, at the controls. We're politically correct on this program. Why are you shaking your head over there?
Because you guys are complaining about me mispronouncing his name, and you're coming up. I mean, you've called him about 6 different things already since I've been sitting here.
You called him Mario.
Yeah, I know. What's a
He
Mario?
told
Mario,
me
I
day
mean,
one. He's like,
you're
dude,
calling him Latin X. I mean, Jesus, I don't call him any damn thing. I'm calling Marie in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Well, day one, he was like, dude, I appreciate you called me Mario, not
enough.
Mario. I'm like, cool. So right away I was on. And then day one, I had a producer from Utah. He's like, hey, Bill Franklin. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about that. I'm just like, you're Johnny Utah. And he's Johnny Utah based off of that Point Break movie.
Right. Which was good.
Reeves.
Which was good, by the way.
Yeah.
It gets better as time goes on.
It's sort of, it's like Roadhouse.
For 2 reasons. Yeah, because Patrick Swayze is dead, and anything you can see him in is kind of good. But there's also some of the peripheral characters, like the guy from the Peppers is in it. The lead singer, Anthony from the Peppers, is in it, and his name is War Child. How do your parents go, let's name him Dave? No, let's name him Steven. What about War Child? Yeah, I mean, that's just ridiculous. And he looks at him, Patrick Swayze, he looks at him in all seriousness and goes, back off, War Child. And it's like, seriously, dude?
Wow.
You're telling a person, War Child, to back off? You don't tell him to back off. You say, okay, just don't go nuclear or something.
Well, you want to know it's more ridiculous than that. Kind of like the Penthouse Forum. I come from a large Midwestern university. Some Midwestern university has like a class for the whole semester on Roadhouse. They break down Roadhouse for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And like one of the great themes of it is like, suspending disbelief is obvious. Like the cops show up when the dude's dead at the end. It's like, where were y'all when the truck was going through the Ford dealership?
Right.
Where were you when people were getting murdered and killed? The blowing up of the auto parts store. Where were you cops then? They just show up at the end. It's like, boy, you just got to totally just suspend disbelief. There are no police in this town. I mean,
and you look at, again, the little bit, Tom Sizemore had literally 6 lines in that movie. Tom Sizemore is a great actor.
He was in Roadhouse?
No, not Roadhouse. He was in Point Blank.
Oh,
Break.
yeah.
Six. Wait, they teach a class on Roadhouse?
Yeah.
I was going to say I can understand Point Break because that's philosophical.
Point Break's child's play compared to Roadhouse.
What are they doing with the new Roadhouse? Is that like for
remedial?
remedial?
That's just forgotten.
Is that like a remedial class
that crashed and burned right away.
Yeah.
But no, I land on Roadhouse every few months on cable, and I watch a good 5, 6, 8 minutes of Roadhouse.
Yeah,
I was looking at Kelly Lynch the other day and going, Kelly Lynch is beautiful. I was like,
yeah.
wow, amazing. And then and that old actor, I Googled him. And whatever the little thing.
It's Sam Elliott, isn't it?
No, Sam Elliott. I'm talking like the old the villain.
It's not Bruce Dern.
No. The villain is some guy from like the 50s and 60s, an actor. He was like from Black and White. They just revived him for the role. And he was like the guy who took over the town that was shot and killed at the end.
Right.
Anyway, but I was like, who's this guy? And he's been acting for 40 years.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
But like, I guess a B or C guy, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
My brother is in studio. Yeah, let's just get going with this original thought before we go off on all these Roadhouse tangents. Why Corey? I mean, I tell people, I'm like, my brother's John Johnson.
Right.
He went to go get his Actors Guild card. He's like, John Johnson, like taken. Johnny Johnson taken. John William Johnson taken. John William taken.
Big
Will
John
Johnson
taken.
John W.
I
Johnson.
know.
Like you went through like a bunch.
Oh,
and
they
then,
said no middle names.
and then you were like Corey, like almost like as a joke. And it
no,
clicked.
I changed my last name. I changed my last name when I was in New York. And the problem with that is when you're on stage, they call you, Miss Conniption, Miss Poughkeepsie, Mr. Jujubison.
And you're not clicking right away to it.
No, and so you sit there and you
'Cause
hear,
it's not
you know,
natural. And then
Mr.
after the
Mr.
third time, you're
Como,
like, oh, that's
Mr.
me.
Como, you are off. Means you missed your cue. Mr. Como, you are off. I'm sitting there in the dressing room going, man, this Mr. Como is going to be in big.
Oh,
and then
wait,
I took
I'm
off.
Como.
Right. You know, you're not used to it. I was used to hearing Corey. People call Corey Johnson. I go, it can only be one person. You know, I was used to hearing it, so I'd respond to it.
You just got me thinking about another movie.
And the other what?
It's a silly movie, but I like it. Yeah, have you ever seen the original Barbershop?
No.
It's really good.
I've heard
And
it's
there's a
funny,
guy
yeah.
getting his hair cut. And just
Yeah.
one of the sub scenes is just this woman pulls up outside the garbage shop, has aluminum bench, like Mark Brown, whatever. It just starts breaking the car, destroying the car. And like this guy's getting his hair cut in the chair, and everyone goes to the window and like, boy, this woman's going crazy on the car. And then, finally the guy in the chair's like, what kind of car is it? He's like, it's a Camry. He's like, oh, I got one of those. And he's like, what color? It's like silver with rocker panels. And then he jumps out with the
Right.
foam on his face
Right.
and the cape still on from
Right.
hair. And the one's like, oh, this isn't Jimmy Brown's car. And she just drops. Oh, she goes, my bad, and drops the bat and jumps in her car and drives off.
God.
Anyway, so yeah, missing the cue.
That was a whole not era, but a whole type of movie that they made with before he became a serious actor, with Ice Cube or Ice-T or whatever. One
Yeah,
of
Ice
them.
Cube.
Yeah, Ice Cube and all those guys. They made some funny movies.
No, and the white guy who was the barber in the black barber shop, he was like in what was the movie, Mario? With the Rock as the sports agent.
Oh man, I feel like
With the Holly Grove song from New Orleans as the song.
Yeah.
What was it?
No, I know which one you're talking
wasn't
about. With the
Ballers,
title.
was it?
Was it Ballers?
That was a
The
TV
HBO
show.
Yeah, Ballers.
It was a TV
He
show.
was on Ballers.
Yeah.
And he's what else has he done? Where you just like, what? It's amazing these actors that do, as they get older, are different roles. Like your boy in Scarface, number
Pacino?
2. No,
Oh
Pacino.
no, Stephen Bauer.
Yeah, Bauer's like
I was all over the place.
He was in
he was in the
Ray
the
Donovan.
Ray Donovan.
Right,
Yeah,
and
he was in
I had no clue
He
it was
was
him.
great in Ray
He
Donovan.
was great in Ray Donovan.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, my brother is in town. He's an actor, and so we got through the Corey part. So you just basically,
Yeah, it was either that or Bjorn, and that wasn't going to work.
yeah, that would have been all right.
That would have been ethnic. They would have me the Swedish actor. So there is no way I could do that.
Gotcha. So you're Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you were playing football in high school in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's under the name John.
Under the name John,
Yes.
and the Reggie Reginelli was the bad boy on that team.
Reggie was great.
You guys beat Curtis. Now, Curtis, you guys beat Curtis, and then they got beat by Carr like in 08. And that was that was the
gap.
That was the gap of
30
district
30-year
losses.
gap.
Seriously, they never lost a district
know.
game the rest of the 70s, all the 80s, all the 90s,
That was
into
like
the
that was
2000s.
like Newman
and then
basketball.
Carr beat 'em.
Newman basketball in the 50s, 60s, and 70s didn't lose a district.
Anyway,
game.
you were a DB. You were starting like junior, senior year. Had a
No,
few,
I wasn't starting.
I thought
I
you had a
just
few
played.
picks, I thought.
I had a few picks because we were winning games so big. We had Reggie Reginelli on our team.
I got you. I thought you started at
No,
safety.
by
or
the time I
corner.
was in the game, they were desperate to throw the ball.
Okay, I got you. I
just
thought you were a
walked under
starter.
it.
I just remember as a
No.
kid going to the games and seeing you in the game. All right, so you played, and maybe I'm answering my question. I was like, why would a football player that started go into acting? You started acting at Newman, right? And
started acting at
Newman had an incredible. Those two teachers at Newman were great acting.
Yeah.
They're like college level.
What do you mean?
The professors.
Kitty
It's-
Greenberg and Tom Rushing.
They're like college
They were
level
great.
teachers.
Both of them
They
were
could have been
great.
at universities.
They were the best thing about
and you had
them
two
was
of them.
Well, he was a chorus director, but he was a musical director.
They're just
Yeah.
saying that,
Yeah.
having a sub. I remember working
Exactly.
in corporate radio 20 years ago. You had script writers for commercials. I was like
Exactly.
blown away.
Exactly.
All that's gone.
Right.
All
It's
those
all
jobs are
gone.
gone. But Newman
Right.
just had everything.
Newman did
Chorus
have
director.
everything.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Newman had everything. Newman had it all. But they also had people. In my era, I can't speak to now. They had people who cared about what they were doing, and the parents let the teachers do their jobs.
Yeah, you can't speak for now. The parents all get it. This is
no.
2025. They've been getting involved for 25 years. So why did you get in acting? What made you go, I want to act?
It was one
Besides
of those,
all the crap you pulled at home. in
right.
front
That
of
was it.
mom and dad
It was all that
and
crap
of
that I
us.
got away with at home.
Yes.
No, I remember. You're speaking about Tom Rushing and Kitty Greenberg.
They encourage you?
No, I took a drama course where we were reading Greek Greek tragedy, something about Jason and Medea. And I remember reading it, and it was Greek. And I just remember thinking, this is so well written. I know exactly what this guy's talking about. And I could just read it and make it make sense. And so, she suggested that I audition for a play. And after you read Greek tragedy, reading a contemporary play is easy, unless you're talking about like James Joyce or something.
So this all makes sense, Mario Brothers. You have a desperate drama teacher, would tell any of the kids. I
Right.
told every kid, why don't you try it for the play? All of them said no.
We've got
He-
girls auditioning for
he
men's
just happened
parts.
to say no.
Please come and do some roles.
Bingo.
That's what it was.
Bingo. Good for him, Mario Brothers. Be quiet back there. Just run the controls. Corey Johnson with you. With Corey Johnson. What, huh? Yeah, it's a long
It's gonna mess
story.
Mom up as well.
Yeah,
Jeez.
you got that right. Coming right back. My bro is my guest.
I think the headphones cut out.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Total Maintenance King. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good buddy. That is exactly right. You can rip me all you want. 766-9480. Oh, Blue Boy is off limits. Blue Boy is off limits. He's just a friendly basset hound, and he start dogging him. Trouble. I'm calling 911. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning's been around since 1940. They're a New Orleans institution. One less thing to worry about. It's nice to have an ace in the hole. I know a lot of you are like going from dry cleaner to dry cleaner, or you're sticking with one you don't like because I'm tired of looking. That's insane. Go with the best. youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com. My brother, John Johnson, is in studio with me. John, I was explaining YAT to people, and I always use the word S-U-R-E as an example. Like how now that you've been in London like 40 years, and we'll talk about this a little later, but how would you say the word S-U-R-E?
Sure.
Now, how would you, Mario Brothers, aka Latin X?
Sure.
What?
Sure.
Exactly. See, now Mario Brothers is pronouncing it correctly in American English,
Mhm.
but it would be ridiculous to say sure, like he just said.
Sure. No,
But
they would say,
he's Venezuelan, you know. He's born and raised here, you know.
they would say
but,
something closer in England. They would say something closer to like
He's a New Orleans native, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you know,
No.
it's just a little different. He's saying sure,
in England,
but he's
they would-
bilingual as well. He
in
knows
England,
Spanish
they would
and
say
English
something
equally.
closer to the water's edge. They would say sure,
And in
they're the ones who invented the language.
and in the Bronx and in
Sure.
you know, just like we would, because it's the Irish, German, Italian immigrants that came here anyway.
William Burroughs said there are 3 cities that have similar accents: New York, Mexico City, and New Orleans, because they're all on the East Coast. And the ships used to go up and down from those 3 cities.
Mexico City is?
Mexico City. He knew because he went to all 3 of them.
That's on the East Coast.
Yeah, well, the East Coast of like the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
Yeah, but
Mexico
they go.
City's
The
inland.
ships would go from Mexico City to New Orleans to New York City.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've always said New Jersey accent somewhat similar to like talking to someone of the West Bank.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
no,
West Bank
exactly, like a
accent.
West Bank. Well, no, that used to
It's
be the
kinda
inner
like this.
city, and now that's all spread out. You know, and because of I'm telling you how it is. He went to Newman for the whole time. I went there from like 1st through 5th. They softened a lot of the Yadisms that we would normally have, but sure is one I'm pretty sure they can't get rid of. But we say, I'm pretty sure the boat's going to hit the shore.
Mhm.
We say those 2 words the exact same way. I'm not sure the boat's going to hit the
No,
shore.
I would say.
I'm pretty sure the boat's going to hit the shore.
I'm pretty sure and shore. Or and or.
I would say or and or, shore and shore,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
exact
Right,
word.
right.
But I'll say this, my brother John, who I would never call John, like, oh my God, like Super Yacht West Bank,
Right.
you were saying, you
Like
know, or
my uncle
suburb.
did.
But my uncle is Uncle John, like
Right, Uncle
Jawn. And I would never, ever go, hey, Uncle John. That would be
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
See,
And calling you
That's
John,
why I took Corey's name.
calling John,
Yeah.
John would be equally as ridiculous as calling
exactly.
Uncle John.
Exactly.
it's just
That's what I try to explain to Siri. I say, I don't call you. Don't want to call him Carr. It's Corey. You know, and she doesn't get it.
Yeah, I get that too. When I get any kind of like, I had a phone, I think it used to like had the ID and it would say the name.
Oh, you know, but it makes it up. It's just like it either goes phonetic or, my sister's married name can't get it. Siri can't get it at all.
Yeah. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, and you don't have to say a word, because I just don't go there on this show with like, stuff like that. But in the phone book and on caller ID, my phone about 15 years ago with the phone company, I said, I'm going to put in an Arabic name. A friend of mine, he is George Herman Ruth in the phone book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's his number and his address and all that in the old phone book. I said, I want to put my Arabic name. And they're like, okay, what is it? I'm like, Hasabig. And like, okay. And like, what's last name? Johnson. And that's it. So you can figure it out. You don't have to say anything because we don't go there on the program. But that was a great caller ID where the voice would say it or it would pop up, especially when I was trying to get a date. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you, along with my brother. All right, so you're acting at Newman in high school, and then you go to the University of Alabama. I remember you were dating like Bear Bryant's student assistant. Like I got an autograph for Bear Bryant, right
Did you
before he
really?
died. Yeah, you got it for me.
Yeah, cool.
The girl, what was her name? Sandra got it for me. And 6 months later, there are red ribbons on all the interstates because Bear Bryant passed away after like like Walter Lewis was like that era. Was that
It was
the
the
QB?
82. I think it was January of 82.
Yeah, they lost to like Southern Miss.
Because I was in.
it's
I
kinda
was
getting
in.
crazy.
I think I was in. I was at Catholic by then.
All right, so you'd gone to Alabama for a few years and you were doing acting there. And then you went to Catholic University in D.C. and finished up with your undergraduate.
Yeah, BFA.
And then you went to London
for 3 years.
and went to Central School of Speech and
I
Drama and
know,
got a
look,
master's.
No, it wasn't a degree. It was just a course. It was a 3-year course in acting. It was just, I mean, it was the best. I tell people if I could make if I could make 6 figures in drama school, I'd be there for the rest of my life because it was fun. It was the greatest working time I've ever done in my life, which was, I was doing roles I've never had the opportunity to do. When I was in school, I thought, oh, I'll do Mamet, I'll do Arthur Miller, I'll do Tennessee Williams, I'll do Eugene O'Neill. I think I've done two Tennessee Williams and I've done an Arthur Miller, and that's it. I've never done any David Mamet, which drives me crazy.
So you were there for 3 years,
right.
and since you didn't get a degree, it was a learning experience.
Right.
What did you do financially? Were you waiting tables? Like,
no, I couldn't work. I used to, I worked, I was waiting, when I was, in college, I waited at a few restaurants in town, but, no, I couldn't work. It was like there were things you would do. Like you might clean a pub or something and they give you 40 quid or what, which, kept things going. But yeah, no, it was tight. It was hard.
All right. So then you got,
when I got out,
finished
that's when I started waiting tables.
Literally got out. And then, so you were waiting tables in London.
I was married so I could stay over there. And I was waiting tables.
That was the first wife. You want to tell her that I was married so I could stay over there. Mario Brothers.
No, I'm saying I didn't get married so I could stay over there. I was married, so it enabled me to stay. I didn't have to leave because I was married.
Wow.
But I was married.
That came out wrong.
That's because you're twisted.
Yep, exactly.
That's all right.
766-9480 is the number if you'd like to dial us up. 766-9480. My guest is my brother. He's an actor in real life and as a job. 766-9480. So how long did you wait tables in London before you started getting steady work where you're like, I don't have to wait tables anymore?
I worked, I went back there in December of 89. And for about 4 years, after 4 years, I worked, I remember about 40 weeks out of 52 in the year. So that's like 9 months. I worked 9 months solid and I made about 11,000 pounds. And I thought, this is stupid.
No, none of that makes any sense.
You don't
Mario Brothers,
okay.
for 40 years, he's been using pounds. Like I'm supposed to know that. I might as well say,
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting
pesos or something.
Dollar is the only currency in the world.
No. It's the only one Americans understand. We're ignorant. So I got to do a conversion.
I'm American and I understand.
11,000 pounds. I have no idea what that is.
All it means is you're stuck in New Orleans and you do one thing in one place. And I know a little bit
I have to guess,
more,
Mario, brother.
that's all right.
11,000 pounds, like 8 grand, 15 grand, something
15
like that.
plus the 15
All right.
more.
There you go.
All right. So did it sound like a lot?
No, it didn't.
Right,
But,
it wasn't a
we'd
lot.
like to know
And that's the
specifics.
point. It doesn't, it wasn't a lot.
Geesh.
And so it was when I got voiceovers. I got a voiceover agent and I did a voiceover and it was great because I went to Paris to do it and did it and flew back and forgot about it. And one March, I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to eat lunch or buy some software to keep my computer running. And I said, well, I'll live on apples and cheese and I'll buy the software. And I said, my agent can take me out to lunch today. So my voiceover agent took me out to lunch. He said, oh, we got a check for you today. I went, oh, good. He said, yeah, $46.25. I said, $46.25. That will pay for about 2/3 of the software. And then he said, $39. And I went, all right, are you making up numbers or are you telling me 14 pence, which is about 20 cents. Yeah. So 14 pence is going to make, he said, no, 46.25, 39. I went, 4,000? He said, yeah. And the first thing I thought of was, I'm rich because I had made, that was about a third of my biggest earnings for a year ever. And the best thing about it is they paid me twice. When they release a check for you and it goes through your agent, they've given it up. They can call and ask for it back. But if you say, no, it's gone in, I have to pay taxes, they can't get it back. So I got double the money for nothing. And from that point on, it was March of 95. I remember I've never really been.
Oh, wait, I'm lost on that. They sent you 2 checks by mistake and you just kept them and stole the money? Essentially is what you're saying?
They sent me a second check.
By mistake?
No. Yeah. But what happens is this is why you have an agent. They send you a check. They send it to your agent. it clears when they send it to your agent and it goes into your account. It's been authorized.
I got you.
So there was no.
You
there was
weren't
no-
involved in the theft.
No,
Your
there was
agent
no
was.
issue with it. No,
Your
no
agent
one
was involved
in
in the theft.
It was a financial error on their part
We took
that,
advantage
that
of.
I'm sure someone paid for.
So when did the waiting table stop?
March
right then?
1995.
Okay.
I didn't have to wait tables after that. I started doing voiceovers.
Gotcha.
The first year I did voiceovers, I made the US dollar equivalent of 40,000.
Thank you very much. Now, all right. So
Sorry, you see, I have to
were the
adjust on the fly. It's like spelling your name Kaare and going, no one's going to get that. So you adjust on the fly and you go Corey. Nice and simple.
No, you should have put Kaare with the umlaut over
When
one of the
people
A's.
find out my brother's name is Corey, Kaare, and they know my name is John, I have to say I spell it Pxqyz. So that's
You know how many dates I've lost, Mario Brothers, not having the umlaut over one of those A's? I mean, that's a magnet. It's a magnet.
I'm not gonna lie. I've known you personally I've known you personally for like 3 or 4 months now. I've known who you are for like a long time, and I always thought your name was like Kari. I didn't know it was pronounced.
No, I've worked in places for years, and people are like Corey. Then one day it'll be like a Monday, walking down the hall. I'm like, "Hey, Car," and I'm like, "Hey, Jimmy, you've been calling me Corey for 3 years. Would you look something up over the weekend?" Yeah, I saw your name was spelled over the weekend online or something. I'm like, yeah, it's pronounced like you've been pronouncing it the other 1,000 times.
I did an audition for a director and I was recalled. I was working with another actress in the recall. And it was about a half hour we were working for the entirety of the
17 seconds till the break.
For the entirety of the half hour, he called me Collie.
Collie?
By the end of it, I was going, "Ruff," because
Yeah,
you know,
nice,
it's like
exactly.
something's going to work.
Corey Johnson along with Lassie. We need to get Blue Boy and Tolly in here.
There's a Swedish name, Lassie
Uh-oh.
Hallstrom.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. And not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City. The vibe of the Crescent City, Corey Johnson.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
Who is a great actor? You're talking about the Animal House? Little,
John Vernon.
Oh, yeah. Dean Warner or whatever.
Well, he was in the first Dirty Harry as well. He had that scene. He's like the mayor or something in the first Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
And when he says, you can't go chasing guys through alleyways, and just beating the crap out of you. He says, well, when a naked man is chasing a woman through an alleyway with a knife, I figure he's going to do something to her. So I took him out.
And then he's like, that's a good point.
And he leaves the room. He just mutters to himself, he's got a point.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, in that voice. What a great voice.
Yep. Hey, speaking of, what would that guy be considered? A B actor?
Yeah. He would like a supporting artist.
Yeah.
He never played the lead, but he's been in so many great movies,
Yeah, I kind of call you, if people ask, I say a C actor.
Yeah.
I say like a C, and someone says like, what do you mean? I'm like, A actors like Tom Hanks. A B, I like Emmett Walsh, that lunatic.
Walsh is a
How good
character
was
actor.
he?
He was great.
He was a great character.
But there are so many like that. J.T. Walsh was a character.
No, there's so many good ones.
there are
But the
tons
Emmett
of-
Walsh that
tons of
in A Time to Kill, when he was the drunk witness.
Right.
When
And
Sutherland
Blade
was like,
Runner.
wake up, whatever. And he's just like hammered on the bench.
Blade Runner. Maury Chaikin. You ever heard of him?
No, I haven't. But I wanted to throw one more example about Walsh. What about in Raising Arizona when he was the lunatic mechanic with just these little cameos for a second, just saying the most insane. He was the best part of that movie.
See, a movie
movie
like
about
Raising
a minute.
Arizona.
He had about a minute.
Raising Arizona and the Coen brothers, all they do is hire supporting artists.
He was incredible. He's like
Yeah.
chewing the gum. He's
They're
got the
all
zip
great.
suit on. He's got
They're just
grease
great.
all over him. He's just making the most absurd comments.
Yeah.
I think he had like three little things throughout the whole movie, maybe.
Right.
Anyway, so that's fair. Like you're the C actor. I always say, like, you remember the movie The Bartender? He's like, what are y'all drinking today? That was my brother. I say
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of,
Yeah.
and then some are bigger roles. Like I'll say, like, did you see The Mummy? And then I'm like, he was one of the three Americans. He was the one who got up against the wall and was the click, click, click. And then, the mummy ate him or whatever,
It's like what Dad used to say. I'd tell him I got a job. He'd say, that's great. What page? And I'd say, what page? What? He'd say, what page do you die on? Because every movie
that's
I ever
Mom's
got.
line.
you
Yeah,
know?
you die a lot in movies.
Yeah,
I
you
did notice that. Saving Private Ryan, that's pretty
I
cool.
died early.
Not many people can say they acted with Tom Hanks and literally are up against him. Like, you're physically touching Tom Hanks. You're not just in the same scene. You're up against him. Omaha Beach, radio guy.
Yeah.
First time he looks at you, gives you some orders. You do some. Second time, third time, there's just a hole in your face.
Right. Exactly. It wasn't my face.
Right, of course,
It was someone
dummy.
else's face.
Yeah. But
they hired pole actors who do that.
what literally was it? Just some dummy?
Yes, of course. What do you think?
I don't know. Some dude they put on makeup and put a hole in his face. I
Why?
have
They
no
could have
clue.
put makeup on me. No,
Yep.
they have a dummy there, and he
Yep.
had tubes coming up. And they were squeezing blood out of him. It was 6 guys operating that dummy. I mean, the dummy. They paid the dummy more than they probably paid me for that.
Now I don't know a whole lot of historical movie stuff. I don't think that opening scene's like Battleship Potemkin or something like that. I don't know what that opening scene is. All I know is the opening scene in Saving Private Ryan, when I was in the theater and saw it for the first time, it was one of the most intense experiences in my life. Forget about movie or television. I was that first 15, 20 minutes blew me away. I was like, if this movie stays at this intensity level the whole time, I'm going to have to leave in about 10 or 15 minutes.
I watched
that
it-
was
I watched it with a
epic as can
guy.
be.
I watched it with a guy who had served in a war zone, and he watched the entirety of the 20 minutes with his hands over his eyes. He could not look at the screen. He had trouble listening to it.
It was just because it was that realistic and
accurate.
That
It
on.
was that accurate.
Yeah, I just
The thing about something like that, it's like a scent. When you get a scent, a whiff of something, there's no way it's New Orleans and you're not in New Orleans, but you go and you turn around and you smell it and you just go, the way your mind works, the way your senses work, all it takes is a trigger for you to go deep into something. And when the trigger is really, really accurate and really profound and really I mean, this thing kept coming.
Yeah, it
it,
did.
it becomes harrowing. You
Yeah,
know?
the scene when they show like the bunker, which just looks like impossible to breach.
Yeah.
And there's a slot.
Right.
And then they show inside the bunker, and the guy's got just this, it's German.
Right.
So that they're making efficient weapons.
Right.
They're a bunch of
Right.
badass engineers. So this guy's just firing off these machine gun rounds, and the door flaps down on the boat, and he's just got an open shot,
Right.
and just bodies are just
Right.
dropping. I mean, it
Right.
is sickening.
It is.
And it's reality.
It
It's
is.
just like you could
And-
cry watching that.
And no
scene.
one knew what was going to happen until the instant before it occurred. That's the other thing. That's war. You can't know. You can be. It's like what Tyson said. Everybody's got a plan until he gets punched in the nose. These guys had a plan, and then reality happened,
Yeah.
and they just went, "What the
No,
hell?"
these things you have to climb and just all kind of obstacles. And
That's
just
why they called them
endless-
the greatest generation.
No, they were out of control.
Yeah.
How long did they shoot that 20 minutes? How long did that take? Had to
I
be
think,
weeks.
Well, yeah, 3 or 4 weeks, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, my sequence took a week.
Wow.
Yeah, because he did it chronologically. I was
Wow.
on the movie for 2 weeks, but they finished my sequence at the end of a week.
You were on the set for 2 weeks. The scene, the whole
I was
20
on the
minutes
set.
took
I was
about a
on the
month.
set. I was
and your
on
whole-
the set for 2 days. I was in Ireland for a week. I was supposed to be there for 2 weeks because he thought it was going to take 2 weeks, but we got to my bit on. I mean, they kept
And you're in the movie for how long? About 30, 40 seconds
maybe,
total?
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
Now, what was pretty cool, I think when Saving Private Ryan won some award, they froze that shot.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
you up
It was
there.
in the Oscars. Yeah,
It was
it
you.
was-
You were up
yeah,
there. I was like, wow,
yeah.
that's my brother on the Oscars.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
yeah. Dad told me that.
Yep, that was pretty cool stuff. Um,
I also did Captain Phillips with Tom.
Yep.
And I was
Yep.
doing a play last summer in London, and Tom came to see it.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, came to see it, and literally he was talking to everybody. There was about 30 people, cast and crew on the stage, and I was just tucked back because we got these jackets when we did Captain Phillips, and it's a rain jacket. And I said, well, I'm never going to wear this. I put it away, and it was in a bag. And then I lost every rain jacket I had, or outgrew them or something. And I went, it's 13 years later. Who cares? And I took it out of the plastic. That day I was wearing that jacket.
And he saw it?
Yeah, which was embarrassing as hell. No, he was he saw he was looking at the cast and talking to everybody, telling them what they thought, and I was hanging back. And he said, now, which one of you have I worked with? And I kind of raised my hand and said, me. He said, yeah, come here. And we started having a chat. And everything.
Nice. So
Yeah,
he
was-
remembered
he's,
that.
he's lovely. Yeah, yeah. Of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool with Tom Hanks.
Orlando Bloom was at the same show. We did Black Hawk Down together.
Yeah, Sizemore was in that.
Sizemore
weren't
was
you-
in Black
didn't,
Hawk Down,
didn't you
yeah.
stitch up his neck and he
I
was
did,
yelling
yeah,
at you?
yeah.
You were
Sizemore
the
was-
doctor at the end of that movie. That movie was pretty damn
It
intense.
was
I don't
good.
watch that.
No, it was.
I don't watch
no.
that. Like I'll watch, Godfather a bunch. It comes on all the time. I'll watch I don't know. There's a bunch of movies I'll watch like again and again. I don't watch Schindler's List. I
Right,
don't watch
right.
I don't watch Braveheart for long. I don't watch Costner's epic Dancing with Wolves very long.
Have you ever watched United 93?
Yeah, I'm watching. You're in United 93, but I don't watch that one
Right.
too
There are
much.
a lot of movies you don't watch.
No, because they're depressing and
Right.
they're heart wrenching, and I've seen them and they're
Right.
great. They're
Right.
epics. I mean,
Right.
I'll watch it again if with other people or something, but I don't land on them and casually watch like those kind of movies. They're just
Right.
hard to watch.
Right.
Hard to watch.
That's what
Like on the
they're
28th
supposed
of
to
this month, 29th of this month. I'm not talking about 20 years ago, Katrina.
Mhm.
Why would I talk about that?
No, yeah.
What's the point?
No.
I mean, it's like when we were kids. Camille, Betsy. I don't give a crap.
Some people would say, you remember, so you don't forget it, so you don't
I'm
relive
never
it.
forgetting
I
it.
understand
And
that.
I have to relive it. We
But
know
you don't
what
have
happened.
to. You don't want to memorialize it. You just want to.
I'm not even discussing it. I won't even say. I might say, "Hey, everybody's talking about 20 years ago today." I'm not, and I will move on.
Right.
Just it's like I'm not watching Pearl Harbor
No,
or
I know,
9/11.
I
I don't want to watch the planes hit the towers.
Every morning when I'm
Seen it.
here,
Seen
every
it.
morning when I'm here, I get up about 4:30, and I go to Starbucks to get a cup of coffee. And I pull into Starbucks, and it's like this cream-colored building, and about 6-7 feet off the ground, there's a brown bar that just paint goes around the entirety of the building. And at one point in the bar, right in the front of the restaurant, in front of the Starbucks, there's a break in the brown paint and just the word Katrina. And that's all.
What, like where the level of the water
That's
was?
all you need to know.
Yeah.
Just the
There's
brown
a few of
ball.
those. There's a line by some
Right.
doctor's office I
Right.
go to by the door.
Right.
You walk in.
You go
Some people
into-
still have the X. They
You go into Bucktown.
artwork.
You go drive over the bridge into Bucktown. You can see the difference, the 30 or 40 yards where the levee buckled. And
And
they've
see,
got the
this is
new-
exactly why I don't.
Right.
Because I covered all this stuff, and then I'll go
I
into
know.
Bucktown was
Right.
high and dry, and then you look over into Lakeview, and
Right.
the water was up to the
Right.
gutters, and there's flames coming out because gas lines broke and
Exactly.
ignited, and
Exactly.
I can sit here and tell you a
You were
thousand
there,
stories.
though.
No, but I know, but
I
it's
know.
like it's nothing about the trauma, and I don't want to relive it. It's like
No.
1,000 of these stories, and it's almost
I
like,
know.
in a way, it's almost I
Look.
don't know. It's not boring,
No,
but it's just like
it's not that people
I don't know.
what people do is they turn things over in their minds in an effort to understand what happened. And it's not enough to say, well, a lot of water came through a hole in the
Yeah,
wall.
yes, a
That's
lot.
not understanding it. It's why the Kennedy assassination fascinates people after 65 years.
Yeah, I know that when they were releasing the files, I was saying,
Right.
you're learning nothing.
gonna
You
get
want to know what you're
nothing.
going to learn?
Yeah.
You're going to learn like, wow, that's how the CIA techniques worked
Right.
back then. The FBI would have 8 men on a thing instead of 12. You learn things like that, maybe.
Jackie
but you're not
Kennedy-
learning anything.
Jackie Kennedy was
Yeah, you
being
did
interviewed.
what you did the Jackie
I did
movie.
the Jackie movie, yeah.
yeah,
but
that just came out a few years ago.
Jackie
Who was that?
Kennedy-
It was at Portland.
Yeah, Natalie
She's
Portman.
really good.
She's amazing.
She was so good in Beautiful
amazing.
Girls.
Yeah.
That movie, like
Jane Got a Gun.
when
I
she
mean,
was
you
like
know,
13 or
yeah,
something.
Her list goes on and on.
That was like her
She's just
first
been-
big role.
I don't
She-
know. I
have
saw
you seen
Leon
the,
was the
Have you
first one
seen
I
the,
saw.
the movie Beautiful
No,
Girls?
Leon was the
You
first
need to
movie I
see
saw.
Beautiful Girls. It's this movie about these guys in some like Massachusetts country town, and she's like the next door neighbor, and she's just like the Lolita of the town, kind of. But
Mhm.
nothing happens.
Right.
Just like they're teasing her as
Right,
that because
right,
she's
right,
mature.
right.
But she's 13 in real life.
Mhm.
And acts as well as anyone
She's
in
great.
the movie
She's just
as a
great.
13. She is fantastic.
Yeah,
As a 13-year-old, I was like blown away. I watched that movie just for her.
I
in that
mean,
movie.
she won an
So
Oscar
good.
for being a ballerina, and you ask anybody how hard it is to dance.
No, exactly.
And
to
she won
become
an
a
Oscar
ballerina.
for doing
Yep.
it, you know?
Yep.
I mean, I got all the respect in the world for Brendan Fraser because he's been through a lot in his life
You
physically.
did the Mummy with him.
He did the mummy. I did the mummy with him, and you know, he had a carved up body where to the point where Leslie Mann used to, in between takes, would look at him and go, "Oh, come on," you know, it was like ridiculous. And he was injured, and you know, a lot of the stunts he did injured him.
Yep.
So when he came back and did the whale, and was wearing a fat suit, people think you should have just hired a fat actress. Like that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is you know, this guy's been through a ton.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he's, you know, channeling his pain. That's why he won. And her too. She's great.
Hey, we're coming right back. Don't move, New Orleans.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole-Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here,
delivering Louisiana's future. At the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Word is one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson, where the grass hasn't been cut in weeks or months. There's a lot of trash and garbage on the neutral ground, maybe even a person or two taking a nap. And oh, someone didn't pick up the dog.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you, along with my brother in town from London. He's an actor. We've been talking about his career, plus just movies in general and stuff like that. John, on this day in 1982, or 45 years ago, Fast Times at Ridgemont High was released. I still love that movie. That's one I can land on and watch a little.
Oh,
Sean Penn is incredible in that movie.
Yeah.
Sean,
Talking about older actors, Ray Walston.
Ray Walston was great. He's the only person of any kind of. He just, I guess, he wanted a check or something.
Maybe,
huh?
maybe.
He was great. Mr. Hand was incredible.
He was
great. But you had Forrest Whitaker, Anthony Edwards, Eric Stoltz, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Judge Reinhold, Nicolas Cage had a little role.
Did he really?
Yeah. He was like one of the, I guess, stoner guys.
It's like Billy Zane in Back to the Future had a little role.
Yeah,
as one of,
exactly.
Yeah.
But how good was Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
It was absolutely brilliant. That's one of those movies that, through college, you quote the movie.
No, the lines are great. Yeah. There's Damone is as good a character as there is.
Damone was good, but Spicoli was the one.
No, Spicoli was the best.
Just the ordering a pizza in class. That was just the most genius thing I'd ever heard of in my life.
It was great.
Can you say Anatomy in this
Our
show?
Time? No, we don't do any of that.
No, okay. What a he calls him. This is everybody's pizza now. It's like.
Well, you said it's our time, so I thought I'd have a little meal on our time. You're right. It is our time. Hancock, Franklin, come on up here, whatever the names are. Brings him up. Have a slice. And then Mr. Hand starts eating. And Spicoli's just bummed. Yeah. He's like giving the dude change and stuff. Wow.
Phoebe Cates.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's just.
Phoebe Cates.
Yeah. Well, you can't leave out Phoebe Cates.
No,
but that she's just kind of like, that's. If Larry Linville's Frank Burns, Phoebe Cates is climbing out of the swimming pool. That's like her legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Corey Johnson with you, along with my brother, talking about all kind of stuff. He's an actor, talking about movies and television. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X, at the controls, 766-9480. What? Why don't you like the Latin X?
He doesn't get the reference.
He doesn't. You don't understand the Latin X thing?
No, it's just, the guy's got a name. The guy's got a name, and you just
I call him Mario. His name's Mario.
Just call him Robin, and you can be Howard
I
Stern.
say Mario Brothers, and then a.k.a. Latin X. Yeah. You know the whole Latin X thing, huh? That is just insane. Like, that is literally white hyper liberal Americans going, a Latino is the group, but a Latino's, when you talk about a specific Latino, it's a male, and a Latina is a female, and you're just selling out the women. So we're going to call it Latin X, and that represents the whole. It's like mankind includes women, human. It's not woman, it's just human. I mean, Latin X. It's just like, and the Latinos are just like ridiculous. They're like running from it. They're like, we can handle things ourselves. We like Latino. You don't have to change it for us. I'm not just, get rid of Lincoln's name off of, schools. That's the Trump momentum right there. Everybody, I love all the Republicans that embrace Trump and they think it's great. I'm like, Trump and the Republicans are like a 5 and 13 team. The Democrats just happen to be about 3 or 4 wins. So it isn't like these are playoff teams or good teams. They both sort of suck, and you're hooking your wagon to the 5-win team and dogging the 3-win team. I don't know. I know you don't want to talk politics.
No, it's not. It's not about. I mean, you see, people want to say it's about ideology. I think ideology is, whatever you want it to be. It's about execution. Neither one of them are executing right now. I mean, you want to make a football analogy? Neither one of them are executing.
Oh, no. They don't even,
It's just
they
one
don't
of
know
them-
where the stadium is or the game is.
One of them has the refs.
No, they're just at their facilities going, your team sucks. And the other one going, no, your team sucks. And that's it.
Right.
That's it right now. No, Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill are like, not rolling. There's like, you could hear a hum. They're spinning in their grave. They're like, what the hell are y'all doing?
They're generating
Isn't there a
energy in their
compromise thing involved in politics? Isn't compromise part of the friggin' definition?
Well, Reagan was a Democrat until he became a Republican. If he
No,
was
and
a
you have
Republican alive today, he'd become a Democrat.
And you have people that flip flop the other way. No, exactly. All right, here's something we all can agree on. Everyone: Republican, Democrat, black, white, gay, straight, old, young,
Latinx.
How good was Gallagher's 527 the other night?
I mean, I said to everybody I've spoken to about it, I did not have a bad plate of food.
I'm telling you,
I did not have a bad plate of food, and I ordered some stuffed mirliton from somewhere,
seafood,
and I think I got it at Gallagher's as well. And the oyster dressing we had there was remarkable because my dad used to make it himself.
Yep.
And I said, when you smell, so it's like we were talking about this earlier, when you smell something that takes you back to somewhere else, that's miraculous, and this thing took me right back to being a teenager at home when Dad was cooking.
No, I'm telling you,
Which was amazing.
I mean, everything we had was good. You saw that soft shell crab.
The steak was great.
The steak was
and
fantastic.
steak is the kind of thing where if you don't start with a good piece of meat, you might as well give up. Even if you start with a good piece of meat, if you don't season it properly, stop.
Well, that's
If
a
you don't
Warren
cook it
LaRusse
properly,
thing.
stop.
He's like, it's hard to mess up a good
From
piece of meat or
conception
fish.
through execution to delivery, it was perfect.
And how about the that crab meat St. Francis? Speaking of Warren LaRusse.
Yeah. That was
Is that as good an appetizer of crab meat as there is?
My only regret of that is I never ate Warren LaRusse. And I would love to go, oh my God,
It's the
this
same.
is
I had both, and it's the same. It's like reliving that.
But
and the gumbo, the turtle soup.
Right,
I mean,
gumbo,
the dessert was key lime pie.
We ate red beans and rice the other night. We went out and ate red beans and rice, and the 4 of us were at the table. 3 of us ordered the red beans because it was Monday night. We went, this was great. And in New Orleans, you don't eat red beans. You don't eat jambalaya. You don't eat crawfish etouffee. But when they're made well.
Oh, you want them.
And this was just a meal to die for.
No, that's what that's what I tell people. Exactly.
The waiter, we had a waiter named Joe. He was great.
No, Joe was fantastic. He's there all the time.
He took care of us. Ask for Joe because he'll take good care of you. We sat at the bar. I'm sure he waits.
Not the bar. We sat at that front wine bar.
Right.
The
front
bar
wine
bars in the back. No, we had that like special spot.
He was great.
And we didn't call Pat to get it set up. I had 6 people. It was Saturday night. They were crowded. They put us there.
I wish we had more time to go.
Again.
Yeah.
I know. I could eat there 2-3 times a week. Because you can get seafood, you get steak, you get No, it's hard though you push that narrative. Folks think Corey's doing another radio TV commercial. Gallagher's can't be that good.
It is that good.
I know.
Of course you do.
I try to just tell it like it is. My brother, John Johnson, is in town. He's an actor, voiceover guy. We've been talking about movies, his career, all kind of stuff. You're welcome to join us. We're going to continue this conversation in the 5 o'clock power hour. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls, 766-9480. He doesn't want anyone knowing, but you can call and wish him a happy birthday. Mario Brothers today turned 31 years old. 31. I keep asking if he's got a slightly older sister, and he refuses to answer. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. That's Blue Boy barking up a storm. What's that, buddy? I'm a lot more exciting and riveting as far as conversation than my brother. What else? Better looking too. Blue Boy, you're a genius, buddy. Thanks. Stick around. 5 o'clock powwow next. Good boy, Blue Boy.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City. South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa, and now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Here we go again. The 5 o'clock power hour on a wide open Wednesday. Corey Johnson back at you, New Orleans and beyond. Thanks for joining us on the radio, on television, on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, Mario Brothers, have you ever been to Shortstop Po' Boy?
Yes, I used to go there a lot when I worked for the Pelicans. I think it's really good.
My brother John is with us again for this next hour. He's an actor, lives in London. I got a roast beef po' boy today, John, at Shortstop. Tax and everything, a small roast beef, $6.42.
Wow.
I called the manager and said, dude, what's up with the po' boy? He goes, what? I go, $6.42. I go, that's ridiculous. He goes, pretty inexpensive. I go, yes. I said, I was hoping he was going to be like, yeah, thought I was saying it was expensive.
No, yeah.
Like I was left it wide open. He knew it was inexpensive. I was like, I'd make that like $9.42. I'm like $3,
43 even.
Whatever. I mean, like $2 or $3 more. $6.4. What can you get for $6.42 anywhere, Mario?
Not
Brothers?
much, not even like a Whopper.
No, I'm telling you, a Whopper Jr.,
Like
some
just
crap.
just a sandwich. I mean, like,
Exactly. No way. This is a small roast beef, two pieces of roast beef po' boy. Online, I'm a French bread, $6.42.
quality or quantity.
It's insane.
That's really good. either
No,
way.
and Shortstop's pretty damn good. Yes. Over there on Transcontinental.
It is good.
Anyway, no, they're not a sponsor or client. I just went today. I posted it on social media with
I
the
don't
receipt.
know that I've ever been there.
It's
Where
good.
is it?
It's by Bill Tripoli's old Midas. You remember Bill
I
Tripoli?
remember Tripoli, but I don't remember where his Midas was.
Yep.
Airline.
Yeah, you remember that?
Right, right.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know Shortstops. Yeah. No, I say Bill Tripoli because we used to go there. The old mechanic. He's been going for 20 years. By St. Martin's High School, Transcontinental and
Right,
Airline.
right,
Yeah, about a
right.
block off. It's got a little drive through. It's probably been there. Yeah, since I guess we were kids. I mean, I'd go there when I was in college, so at least 30, 35 years ago. My brother John is in studio. He's an actor. How long you been doing the acting thing now? Like 40 years, huh?
People would say
40, huh?
all your life. No, people ask me when I'm going to try. I say when I'm 30, because I work 4 months out of the year. I mean, so yeah, you could say I've been doing it for 40 years. I've been not doing it for 40 years as well. You know.
What do you do the other 8? Stress out waiting for the next
Yeah,
gig?
You wait for the next gig, or if you've had a nice gig, you relax and chill for a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, but it's not like a normal job where you just kind of. I remember I did work over one summer at an oil refinery. And there was a 20-year-old guy who obviously didn't go to college, and he might have been 24. He'd been at this plant for about 5 or 6 years. And he punched out one day and he said, only 17 years and 8 months to go before my retirement. And I
Wow.
went, holy socks. I said, I never want to say that in my life.
Was that when you were working at the Shell plant?
I don't know what plant it was.
It was petroleum products,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, like, when you're on your deathbed, you're going to go, I would be alive for 6 more months if I wouldn't have done that gig when I was 20.
I don't know. Why? Was it a bad
Oh, I remember you bringing oil home and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
it was right on.
it was
I
oil
live
that was
near.
packed.
I
It's
live
not
near
like-
there.
It's
It's right.
not like they used to wring my shirt out and oil would come out of my
It's
shirt.
near the sewage and water board on Jefferson
Yeah,
Highway. I remember
it's
the
entirely
place.
possible.
Yep. I
But
forgot.
when you're young and stupid, you do anything.
Oh no, you're kidding me! And your friends do it, and you follow what they do. That's
exactly.
insane.
I think I was 19 when I did that.
Would you jump off a bridge if your friend did it? Yeah, Dad, I would. Yeah,
It
yeah.
depends on how drunk we were.
Yeah, we climbed into the.
Not that I drink.
We climbed inside the Mississippi River Bridge in Baton Rouge when we were in LSU.
Oh yeah, no. But let's
Inside
wait
the
a
frame
second.
of the
Let's
bridge.
Wait a second. There's you and there's everybody else.
Oh no, it was my buddies and I. We were up in the bridge over the
that's the
traffic,
thing.
over the river.
No
in the,
one else
in the
would do
frame
that.
of the bridge.
But there's you and there's everybody.
And then, of course, the catacombs at LSU.
Well, yeah.
Those are all underground, all over the
You're
campus. We
talking
get in
about
there
stuff-
too.
You're talking about you stuff again.
Very scary though. I'd always thought rats and snakes would be down there. Everybody else was just.
It was just you.
Well, I was like the sober one. Everybody else was hammered.
There you go.
So not only am I following friends, they're
Everyone else
drunk.
had an excuse.
Yes, everyone else was drunk.
Right.
No, literally.
You
everybody-
were just there.
That was just stupid. Exactly. I just followed them. All right. What was your first big break? Like, what would you say your first big break was?
The Mummy. I mean, definitely. As far as huge break, I didn't even realize what that was when I
While
got
it was happening.
Oh man, you just look at it. They've made a 10th anniversary. They made a 25th anniversary. People love that movie. I get calls on this. There's an app called Cameo where people want you to do. People say, "Can you tell my son happy birthday as Mr. Daniels from The Mummy?" And they invent names like
Yeah, yeah,
David
yeah.
Daniels. I'm going, his name wasn't David.
Right, right.
But that's how much the fans have gotten into it.
Was that your biggest role as far as lines and time on camera?
What do you mean? Ever?
Yeah.
No. I've had bigger roles than that. But you're talking about profile. You're talking about
Like
Brendan
I mean, yeah,
Fraser.
as far as like a
Fraser's-
big time movie.
Brendan Fraser's won an
I know
Oscar.
you've had
Rachel
bigger
Weisz has
roles.
won an
Yeah,
Oscar.
exactly.
John Hannah did 4 weddings and a funeral and said that poem when his partner died.
Big time
Those are
known
huge
movie.
actors.
Was that your biggest, most lines and all that type of stuff?
Yeah.
But there were a few others. Or other some, when we're talking lines, I mean, how many minutes of screen time you think you had in The Mummy? About 5?
No, maybe 10.
Yep.
10 minutes.
Yep. And some good, like you were one of the 3 Americans. You got killed by the mummy.
We had
and the
our own
mob.
storyline. It was necessary to counterbalance what the other stuff was going on was. So, that was good. That was good.
And then what? Right after that was Saving Private Ryan. huh?
No. It was just before it was Saving Private
Saving
Ryan.
Private
It was
Ryan,
the
and
year
then the
before,
Mummy.
the summer before the Mummy.
All right. Now, did you think? I guess you didn't think this because you said just a minute ago you weren't too aware of what was going on. Were you thinking this is propelling me to another level of acting and stardom?
And if I had known, if I had taken advantage of it, it may well have. I mean, a lot of times, especially in this business, it's not just what you do, it's what you do after you've done it. And
what could you have done that could have propelled your career?
gone to Los Angeles, gotten an agent over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, I did a movie with Tom Cruise last year, and he's on the set and he's really nice, and we're talking with him, and he'll say things like, "Well, I did a movie called Taps," and you go, "You don't have to say I did a movie called Taps.
Right.
You say I did Taps,
Taps, right.
because we know what Taps was. You, Sean Penn, Timothy Hutton, George C. Scott, And he said, and I went to Los Angeles and I was interviewing agents, and I was like, you were interviewing agents? The way he talks about stuff, and it's different now. Tom Cruise talked about it when they wanted to know what kind of actor you wanted to be. Now you go into an agent and they go, how many followers do you have on Instagram?
Yeah, no, are you kidding me?
And it's a totally different business now.
No,
I mean, in a way, I'm really glad I'm got another 10 years in this business, because it's changed under my feet, and I can still do what I love doing and not have to worry about getting ahead by doing that, which has very little to do with acting.
Hellboy was a pretty good role.
Hellboy was another one.
Born Ultimatum 1
Right.
and 2. You were like the second
Right.
FBI guy or CIA
Born
guy.
Ultimatum 3 and 4.
3. Oh, it's 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 and 4.
Okay, and then
I'll tell you a story about Hellboy. This is my career in a nutshell. Oded Fair was his second job was Ardith Bay in The Mummy, and I still remember the day that the director took him and walked him up the road, and he thought he was going to be fired. And the director said, "The edit loves you, the producers love you. You're not dying in this movie. We're gonna make you survive, and we're gonna put you in the next one." And that was when he became huge. He's with me. He's in Los Angeles working as an actor, and I tell him I'm coming out for the premiere of Hellboy. They didn't fly me out. I flew myself out. They gave me some tickets. I'm doing the premiere. I've never walked a red carpet in my life, but he has. And so he grabs me and puts his arm around me and pulls me back and walks me there. And he's standing there with his arm around me, and the photographers are shooting pictures, and he's turning me this way and turning me that way. And I'm finally getting the hang of it. And I'm going, oh, okay, yeah. And I finally hear somebody go, Corey. And I turn and look at this photographer, and he goes, move, because they wanted to take pictures of Oded. And I just walked in, and I was laughing my ass off, because I was going, this is why I'm not that kind of actor. I'm not that kind of actor. I'm the kind of guy you were talking about, the C-list. I'm a jobbing actor. I just go from job to job and do my job.
Well, that's what a lot of actors are, and then all of a sudden they get a bigger role.
That's
and
exactly
the
what
stage
happens.
presents itself. You
Right.
you take it on and do a great job, and then all of a
Just-
sudden you're a B or A.
I should tell everybody to look me up on Instagram, because if I can get to 100,000 followers, I'll get
you
an
a
agent
new
in
gig,
Los Angeles.
Exactly. All right. Band of Brothers 9 and 10 was good. Those
Yeah,
last
there
two
you
episodes.
go. They were the only 2 good episodes I heard.
Exactly. Damian Lewis is incredible.
He's a nice
really
guy
good
too.
actor.
He's a
And then
great
who was
guy.
the old general guy? There's a B actor for you.
What old general?
The
guy?
scene.
Oh, Hurley. Dan O'Hurley.
He's great.
He is great.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
Is it O'Hurley? No, I'm thinking of Private Ryan.
Who is the
You mean the guy who was in the scene with me?
Yes.
That's Dale Dye.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Dale Dye.
He's a
Jeez.
super B actor.
No, he's a military consultant. He got in consulting for military stuff, and then they put him behind the camera. He said, "I can do that," and he just did it.
He's good.
He's great.
He's really
Yeah,
good.
you can't-
He's so legitimate.
You
he looks
can't
like,
impugn his authority.
No, you cannot
He's
at
got
all.
absolute authority.
No
you
doubt.
know?
Captain Phillips. That was your number 2 movie with Hanks.
Yeah, that was
Did
second,
Hanks
yeah.
go, man, I remember you from Saving Private Ryan?
You gotta understand, he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of assistants. And when we were together for like more
A
than
second, you're not
more than
bringing that
5
up.
minutes, the first thing he said was, we had a scene together in Private Ryan, because the assistant said, Corey Johnson, you had a scene with him in Private Ryan.
Gotcha.
Because they're not stupid.
Yeah,
It's like that scene from The
it's
Devil
Rush
Wears
Limbaugh.
Prada.
He's got the
Right.
paper clip with Paul from Cleveland and all
Right,
these highlighted
exactly.
notes.
And you
15 minutes
oh,
before
how's
he
your
takes
wife?
the
It's
call.
not because he's got a
Right.
great memory. It's because he's
No,
got a great
exactly.
assistant.
Well, I mentioned Black Hawk Down. You were stitching up Sizemore's neck and he got all agitated, huh?
Yeah, no, he was just acting.
No,
He
no,
was-
of course.
Yeah, he was just he's a good guy. He was a good guy who put himself through a lot of
Yeah.
torture.
Yeah, he did. He just had
But-
demons and
But yeah, he did have demons.
had lots of
yeah.
addiction
Yeah,
problems, but he was
yeah.
a hell of an actor.
He
And,
was a great actor.
and you verified something. I was on social media and someone said they had a post about Spielberg in Saving Private Ryan told Sizemore, I'm going to drug test you every day. And I'm going to drug test you the last day. And if you fail the drug test the last day, I'm reshooting all your scenes and you're out of the movie. And you said that was true, and he passed all the drug
I
tests.
said
obviously.
that's what I had heard.
Yeah, that's what you had
That's
heard.
what I have no way of knowing.
Yeah,
that
you
that
weren't
was
there like
true.
he's going in
No.
the thing with a
But I
peacup.
knew he had a lot of issues, and
He's so good.
he has my favorite moment in Private Ryan, and I'll tell you about it when we come back.
All right. Coming right back in about 3 minutes. Corey Johnson with you, with my brother. Don't move.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
you're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Women are often throwing clothing items at me, saying you're the possessor of the cool factor. I have to fight off the ladies.
90 minutes of fun every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. Wide Open Wednesday. My brother, the actor Corey Johnson, is with us live in studio. The phone number 766-9480 if you'd like to ask any questions. Where are we heading? Alphonse in New Orleans?
Cutoff, yes.
From Cutoff down in the bayou. Alphonse, we were just halfway to your house the other day. My brother and I played Latour Golf Course in right there in south of Raceland. How are you, man?
I'm good.
What's going on in Cutoff?
If your brother ever did any acting work or directing with the Duplass brothers.
I'd love to. I think they're great. I love all the stuff they do. Mark Duplass did a thing with Billy Bob Thornton. I think he was in Goliath. He did a season of Goliath with Billy Bob that was just, I mean, for somebody who can be so blindingly, agonizingly funny, he did a really brilliant, dramatic job. Tough role, but he did it great. Yeah, I would love to work with them. I like all of their stuff.
And then there's that other famous guy, Tim Zissis from New Orleans too, right?
I've met him in London. I had some conversations with him. I think he was either he was working over there or his wife was working over there, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to arrange to do something, and it never quite gelled. But that was mostly because they had a thing that was going on where they were kind of at another level and in another place than I was. And sometimes it just doesn't marry unless you absolutely are going to make it happen. And, we weren't in that position, but he's a great guy too.
Yeah. Alphonse, I think Steve Zissis, I know, was in, it was short-lived. It was a Duplass show, Togetherness on HBO.
Yeah, with
I think it
Amanda
was a
Peet.
season or two. Amanda Peet was in it.
Yeah.
And Steve Zissis was like, basically it was his whole, the show was based off of him and his life kind of becoming an actor.
Right.
And, the Duplass.
I learned from, I saw them all in Baghead. That was the first one I saw.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Right.
That was one of Steve Zissis and the Duplass brothers' first movies where they all were just getting
They met
going.
at LSU or something. Is that right?
I think they went to Jesuit together.
Jesuit. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we need to get all you New Orleans boys together and do it.
And if we did, you'd get
right.
there'd be way too much food and alcohol going on. We'd never get a frame of film shot.
Exactly. Alphonse, thanks for the call from Cutoff. Nice. Bobby Hebert country, Cutoff, Louisiana. Hey, speaking of, there's a pretty good amount of New Orleans actors out there, I guess.
Patricia Clarkson, Brian Batt.
Yep. Wendell Pierce, John Goodman. You got to say,
Yeah,
you just did something with
work with
Goodman,
John.
huh?
That was the Tom Cruise movie with John Goodman. Very sweet guy, just a lovely guy.
No, I love this. This is great stuff. Like my brother's been gone from New Orleans like 40 years, and my father was in television for a while. And John would bump into some people, and he would reference New Orleans, and they lived in New Orleans, and then he'd mention my dad, and then the people would say this, which would just burn my brother to pieces.
No. I got to tell him the whole story.
That's great.
I met Harry Shearer. I was doing a gig with Harry Shearer about Richard Nixon, and it was like a sort of a fly on the wall thing. And I said to Harry, because I saw Harry in New Orleans at Whole Food on Magazine, and I literally stopped and turned. And as I'm thinking to myself, is that Harry Shearer? There's a guy 6 feet away from me who's doing the exact same thing, stopping and turning because he's thinking the same thing. This is that Harry. And so I went, okay, that was Harry Shearer. And so when I met Harry, he said, what were you doing in New Orleans? I said, I'm from there. I live there. And I said, how long have you been there? And he said, oh, I've been there for decades. And I said, do you remember on Channel 4, there was a guy who did the editorials? He said, yeah. I said, big guy with a beard. Yeah. And he used to say, good evening at the end of the editorial. Yeah. That was my father. He goes, oh my God. I said, yes. He goes, oh my God. I said, yes. He goes, you're Corey Johnson's brother? And I said, Harry, my dad is rolling over in his grave right now.
I love it. That's my claim to fame. Right
Yeah,
there.
that should be. That'll be about it.
Yep. By the way, and I was thinking about this driving over because I was going to ask that type of question. I have been doing this like 30 years. I have brought up our dad on this this is probably the third or fourth time ever.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it today, like, this sounds cocky and arrogant. I think just being raised right and having a lot of support system, it gave me sort of an innate sense of like what's right and wrong. And I don't necessarily have to like think about it. Like, but I thought about like why I don't bring that up. And I guess it was just to chart my own path maybe, and didn't want to be connected to that or something like that. I don't know.
The thing about it is he would tell you he grew up and came into his own in a different era of broadcast journalism. You know, he wrote on a paper and went into television, and you're working on the radio and moving into television. But everything you're doing is informed by what he did in a way. You know, when I do documentaries, people ask me, how do you know how to do that? And I say, I have no idea. But all I can tell you is my dad did them, and he did an editorial opinion every day for, 38, 40 years. And so I would hear him intone words and make them more important by the way he said them. And so, that's the problem I have with like advertising. You watch advertising on television in England anyway, but I'm sure it's over here as well. Well, they advertise something and they just talk like this. It's not the guy who talks really fast, but it's the guy, Aris, go here, do that. And it's just like, throw it away, just throw it away, just throw it away. And it's like, are you trying to sell something, or do you want to just have the words
through it?
I'm saying, make it sound like it is the best thing since sliced white bread, because that sells a product, and that's what I heard him doing in his way. And so that's how I approached it. But
I have watched, I remember I'm watching like these Hitler
Nazi megastructures.
Yeah, that kind of thing, like on History Channel, A&E, Nat Geo. I'm watching this building in China go up before monsoon season. They built it in 6 months. So I'm watching these at multiple shows. Then the credits come up and it says narrated by Corey Johnson, my brother. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm rewind, and then I'm like, oh wow, it is you.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, I think there's a compliment for you in there indirectly. I'm watching some Hitler documentary, and I'm watching the building in China go up, and I literally have, it's so well written, it's so full of great information.
Yeah,
it's compelling as hell. So I'm like fixated on it, and I didn't even notice it was you doing the narration.
It's not who I am; it's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
which is the point.
It's well done.
It's not It's not Corey Johnson's Nazi megastructures. It's Nazi megastructures. That's part of the thing I like doing, is disappearing into it.
Some of those, those are all well done. There's nothing worse than like the 30-minute. It reminds me of like Inside Edition, where they show like the actor slipping and falling in the grocery. And it's like, you don't need to watch anymore. That's all they've got.
Right.
And they just keep looping that when the real story. There's some of these shows that they want you to think there's something in that Nazi structure, something there's really nothing there. And they build it up for 30 minutes and they keep looping when they come back from the commercial, it's like they play the last 90 seconds of the previous segment. It's like, I saw that already.
Yeah.
Saw that guy.
Oh, they're killing time.
They're killing time.
They gotta kill time. They only have 5 minutes, and they need.
It's like, I know it's 22 minutes and 30 minutes, but my God, y'all are doing 22 seconds loop for 22 minutes.
I had a thing that was
nightmare.
I had a line that was closing out the every 15 minutes you have a little break, and then 15 minutes, an hour documentary. So they're breaking into 4 sections. And every 15 minutes, I've got to do the big reveal line that says, come back, because we got more.
The tease.
So the tease for this was how big something was out in space. And they said, it wasn't that. It's that it was bigger. And the line is written was way, way bigger than previously thought. And I said, I'll say this line if you let me say the word dude at the end of it. Because I said, you can't come up with a better adjective than way. And you can't come up with it. And so you say it twice. I said, are you kidding me? And I had to do it. So I did it like I went, and it was bigger. And then I went way, way bigger. And I said, I'm not selling this. I'm not going to sell this.
Oh boy,
dude. It was like, you got to be kidding.
How was it in 2007 when you made your Broadway debut? Was that something?
That was great. Oh, that was great. I remember my college roommate was in the show. So, we
This
saw
is Frost Nixon.
this Frost Nixon. My college roommate from Catholic in Washington
Wow.
was in the show.
Wow.
So, and he's
Similar size role as you.
yeah. Same
Nice.
type of role.
Yeah.
There were only 2 roles in that show, Frost and Nixon. But yeah, everybody else was just walking in and walking off.
Yeah.
But he's in it. And the first day of rehearsal, we break for lunch. And he and I are on the street. And I'm not saying anything. And he just looks at me and goes, "So what do you think?" And I said, "I'm just wondering when this shit-eating grin is going to leave my face, because this is what I've dreamt about. Anybody worth their salt dreams about performing on Broadway." We were talking about Kitty Greenberg earlier. I called her on a Friday. I said, "You know where I am?" She said, "Where?" I said, "I'm in my dressing room at the Jacobs Theater about to go up on a Broadway show." And she said, "How long are you on for?" I said, "I'm on until August." She said, "I'll see you Monday."
Wow.
She got on the plane and flew to New York, saw the play
Your
Monday night.
Newman.
Or Tuesday.
Your Newman.
My Newman, yeah. But I literally
That's
called her on a
amazing.
Saturday. 2 days later, she was in New York.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, some of the biggest names you've worked with, and you can correct me, like not with, I was just in the movie with them. I
Right,
didn't work
right,
with them.
right.
I'm just going to rattle off a list. Tom Hanks, Morgan Freeman, Tom Cruise, Matt Damon. Did you do something with Antonio Banderas?
Didn't really do anything with Matt Damon, was just in the movie with him.
What about Antonio
Banderas, yeah.
Armand Asante, right?
Armand, yes.
Didn't he want to he's like, "I'll give you the check back and we don't release the movie"? Didn't he say something like that? I'm like, "Don't put it on video.
That
Let's just
sounds
pretend
like
it
him.
never
Nah,
happened."
nothing.
Now, who gave you the ride back from?
That was Armand. Armand.
He said, "You can jump on my private jet and come to Spain."
It wasn't his, it was the producer's. The producer lent it to him. But I was supposed to be filming, and I said, "Oh, I'm trying to get back to London, and I got to wait now," because we were in the middle of nowhere in Tunisia, and there were flights like every 3 days.
Yeah.
And so he finished his stuff, and I was getting ready to, I said, "I've got to do my thing." And he said, "Look, I'll wait. I'll hold the plane for you." I was like, "Are you kidding?" He said, "No, I'll hold the plane for you. We'll leave at 8:00.
Wow. What a nice guy.
Yeah, great guy. Great
Amazing.
guy.
Amazing. All right. I got a few other names. We'll fire those out at you in a second. Corey Johnson with you.
We got to get to the Tom Sizemore story as well.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to forget about that one. Yeah. You said the best line, the moving line from Saving Private Ryan. Hey, we're coming right back. New Orleans, don't move.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Yeah, you right. Welcome back, Crescent City. Corey Johnson, along with my brother, actor, voiceover guy. Been doing it like 40 years. Hey, what was the Sizemore story you wanted to tell from Saving Private Ryan?
There was a deal with these guys where I think Steven Spielberg put 6 disparate men together and let their own backgrounds fuel the kind of animosity between them. They were doing something they didn't want to do, and to varying degrees of intensity.
What was this? The scene where they had to continue after they blew out that German little station, and they had to continue through the cow pasture?
It's about 40 minutes into the movie, yeah.
And they didn't want to go. They're like, we're not going.
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And
one guy was leaving.
Ed Burns is leaving, and Tom Sizemore pulls the gun on him and says, you give me a reason. I mean, he's just going, give me a reason, because he's laughing about it. He's going, I will put a bullet right in your head. And they're yelling at each other like that, and really quietly off to the side, Tom Hanks goes, what's the betting on my job? What's the betting? What is it on what I do back in the real world? Is it $300? What is it? Now looking at him like he's crazy, because these two guys are about to kill one another.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm an English teacher. I teach English in high school. I teach kids who are 15. And Sizemore looks at Ed Burns at that moment and says, please don't go. And after all this, I will put a bullet in your head.
Yeah.
And they look at this guy and he just goes, please don't go. It's the most magical thing, because that's what makes acting great, is when somebody
ad-libbed.
I don't know, it may have been written, but the execution made it look like he made it up on the spot.
Now speaking of ad-lib, you told me a great story that I guess the people know now. Captain Phillips was supposed to end scripted Tom Hanks going home to his wife, and that's how the movie ends.
Well,
and you said Tom Hanks basically said, we're going to do this, and then
they couldn't. They were trying to figure out how to end it, and they were going, there's what's the procedure? You can't just pull him off the boat and just and he said,
Saving Phillips is this movie, just real quick, about the Captain Phillips, the Somali pirates hijack ships, which still happens. And
it actually happened to the Maersk, Alabama.
Right. And this is a true story.
And so Tom Hanks is on the ship, and they said, well, what would you do? They pull him in, they have to decompress him. They have to make sure he's not injured.
This is after he was taken hostage, and
they've saved
the hostages were killed around him, blood's all on him. It was a traumatic. He's in shock, essentially.
They get this nurse who's an actual nurse
on a Navy ship, like a med ship,
who meets Tom Hanks and is kind of a little bit, starstruck, and can't really get her head around the fact that Tom Hanks is coming in and so Paul Greengrass, they shoot a take and it's not working. And Paul says, kind of brilliantly, he does this and he lets people settle down. Okay, we're going to change the mag. We're going to change the film. I want to use a different lens. So he goes away for 5 minutes, and Tom just starts talking to her. What do you do? Well, I'm a nurse. Are you really? This is your job? You do this on a ship like this? Yes, this is what I do. Are you an emergency nurse? Well, no, I make sure that. So how do you do that? Well, I mean, I keep talking to them. You mean when these guys come in, you're the one who has to figure out whether they're injured and how they're injured, emotionally, blah, 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 on and on, talking to her. Gets to the point where he says, can you do that? Can you do that now? Just you tell me how you would talk to someone, and I'll try and be someone who has just been through a traumatic situation. And she said, yeah, sure. And I'm Captain Phillips. Talk to me the way you would talk to somebody. And he just went to town and did his thing. But he can only do what
But he looks like he's in shock.
And she is just
She's
magnificent.
great. She does a great job.
Keeps it. You watch the scene.
She's calm.
She kept it going forward. She kept it moving
because
forward.
I think he did such a good job. It was like reality for her.
That's
She's like, I've seen this before.
That's what acting is.
Yeah,
You can't
it's
tell where the
incredible.
art ends and
No,
the reality
it's
begins.
incredible.
So
It's
was
incredible.
she doing reality and with great artistry, or was he doing great artistry with a lot of reality? It blends together.
Well, it's
That's-
like Pacino in Godfather when he's killing the cop and
Yeah.
the mafia guy. Just he has the gun. He comes back from the
Sollozzo and
bathroom.
McCluskey.
And he's the eyes and the mouth and all that. And then the train comes and he
right.
shoots him. Just
Right.
he knows the camera's on him. He's got, which I'm sure he wants as an actor, but you've got to play this. How do you get in the brain of someone who's about to murder two people and the buildup of the anxiety? It's the,
the story of that scene is
crazy.
Coppola moved it forward because the studio was an inch away from firing Al Pacino.
That's what I heard. He wanted the studio to know how good
He wanted the studio to know what he was capable of
Yeah.
as an actor. They wanted to see the Michael who was going to end the movie earlier. And Pacino said, that's not what he said. That's not what no, he said, that's not what it is. It's not about that. It's about him not being that until he has to be that. The scene where he became that was when he was with Brando in the hospital, and he said, it's okay, Pop, I'm with you now. And Brando cries a tear.
tear rolls down.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
no,
beautiful.
It's well done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You could say some folks think two's better than one.
Yeah.
Have you seen the
I love-
deleted
I
scenes?
love-
Have you
I
seen
love-
any of the deleted scenes?
I've seen the big whole thing.
Yeah.
I love Godfather 2.
Yeah.
Godfather 1, it's like people think Aliens is better than Alien. And I'm a purist. I love Alien because without Alien, there is no aliens. James Cameron is a great filmmaker and he makes the kind of movies he makes. And Aliens is a James Cameron
So you're
film.
saying you could have two without one?
You couldn't. You couldn't have two unless they make one. James Cameron makes another movie. He makes another movie. It would be like him making the Titanic, even though the ship never
Three
sank.
wouldn't have been bad, I think, if Tom would have been included. So to not have that, the two most ridiculous things is that, and then who was it Clemenza was the big fat guy in one?
Yes.
He wanted to do his own lines in two.
He
Did you hear
wanted to,
this?
but he was a script writer.
Insane.
Yeah.
So know your place.
He was a script writer and he was a great script writer.
I'm sure he was.
And he said, you've got to develop this character. And they said,
no,
we
we're
don't
only
want
gonna
him
do
to go.
so
And he said,
much.
well, then I'm not doing it.
And then
they didn't want to pay him
and then
anything.
they replaced him with
yeah,
Pantanzi.
Pentangeli.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Frankie Pentangeli.
Yep.
Same in Godfather 3. They
Boy,
replaced Robert Duvall with George
Fredo's
Hamilton.
is underrated. He's a great actor.
He was a great actor.
Cavall,
You
or
say he's
who was that?
underrated. He's a legend among actors.
Yeah, I
because
guess so.
every movie he did was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, no, he was great in
and
that.
a bunch of them won.
It's unreal. The the stuff they left on the editing floor, which they should have,
Yeah.
because it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
But like Fredo drives a Gullwing Mercedes, just stuff like
Really?
that. Yeah, it's
Really?
crazy. And
Well-
there is a great scene when they're at like the table when Pantangeli or whatever his name is upset with
And he knocks over the bottle of water.
Right.
Knocks over the glass of wine.
And then the scene ends with it going to what's her name? Michael's wife, Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
The uncut scene that they left on the floor was Diane Keaton trying to soften the mood.
Right.
Mr. Pantangeli, whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
I heard
yeah.
you were speaking to Michael Jr. earlier, and he's drunk, and he's like, yeah, I talked to him in Sicilian. It was a one-sided conversation.
Exactly.
And the people at the table, like Fredo, the mom, Tom, all of them laughing at that is such great acting.
Yeah,
Like they're laughing like it's like you'd laugh, like it was funny. And they just
because he was probably making it up.
maybe so, but they all laugh. Michael didn't laugh.
No,
'cause, no,
because he's the boss.
right, exactly.
Right.
Anyway, all right. So we were going through a list of big time actors that you've either worked with or in movies. Let's see.
You stopped at
Brandon
Antonio.
Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, yeah.
Yeah. Damian Lewis.
I've only been in
that
same
scene
thing.
from
Well,
9 and 10. He
It
was right
wasn't-
there.
he was right there.
Yeah.
You know.
He was great in Billions. I
Yeah.
thought.
I don't get to watch a lot of TV.
But he was incredible in
Yeah.
Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
You worked with William Hurt, right?
A couple of times.
He's a handful, huh?
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
Emotional, huh?
Yeah. He's a great actor.
There's a lot of actors, I'm not trying to pick on William Hurt, that are maybe bipolar or manic depressive or have depression problems or I think their emotion level is so high. That's what makes them a great actor. But then when they're not acting, they got to deal with that high emotional level. Is that on something?
Yeah.
Some
I mean,
actors.
I don't think he was one kind of actor and another kind of person. I think the kind of actor he was reflective of the kind of person
he was. Yeah.
And I think that person was he was a
Sensitive.
perfectionist, very sensitive, and he didn't expect anything to do anything he wouldn't expect of himself. But he also expected you to be at the same level as he was.
Yeah. And that's A+ level.
It was.
He was as good
I mean,
as it
you're
gets,
talking
pretty
about,
much.
an Oscar winner.
Yeah. Elliot Gould?
No.
Never did anything with him?
I did a movie with him and Frank Langella.
Yeah. Yep.
was in the
Sizemore, we
movie.
mentioned. Sam Shepard?
Sam Shepard was great. It was great. Sam Shepard is a writer, an actor, and a director. And I think of the three, he was probably an actor last. I think he's a reluctant actor. He's a great actor.
I mean, The Right Stuff?
No, he's great.
And then
he's great.
You want to hear something funny? You can flip at the 180, like Steel Magnolias.
Right.
Have you seen him in that?
Yeah.
He's incredible in
Right.
that.
Go and see Resurrection with him and Ellen Burstyn. He's great
Jesus.
in that.
Yeah,
You can't
I loved
find that
him.
movie anymore.
I watched the scene. I go to YouTube and just watch the scene where there's a man where he crashes the plane and walk with the parachute all burned up. You're like, Chuck Yeager, geez,
right.
and
But
peace.
just the way he said, "There's a man." It was
Yeah.
like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's who Chuck Yeager was, a man.
And
you
we,
know?
literally. And you work with John Goodman just
Yeah,
recently.
Yeah, John Goodman with the Tom Cruise movie.
Yep.
I also worked with Michael Stuhlbarg and Riz Ahmed in that movie, and Riz is just stunning. Jesse Plemons is also in that movie. I met Jesse a couple of times. Now Jesse is just a really lovely guy, and what he does as an actor, again, it's informed by who he is, but he plays some really unsavory people in just a brilliant way because he always invests it in
You
got
got to go somewhere or what?
No, I think this is Willem calling me. Let me
Is
see.
that your son?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, wow. We're only live on the radio and TV.
Hey,
and
how you doing,
YouTube.
bud?
Yeah, I don't know to turn his mic off or not.
Yeah, you just leave it on. It's good.
Okay.
It's good radio, Mario
Yeah.
Brothers. We might just let his conversation go on, huh?
We're on the radio. You're on the radio right now.
What up, Willem?
Should I put you on speakerphone? You can talk on the radio. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Willem.
Yeah.
Willem, what are you doing?
Corey wants to know what you're doing. He's just hanging.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters.
And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total Maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spot. TM-AC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense. Corey Johnson.
With all due respect, Mr. Dennis, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your removed.
Live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
What was that? Whoa, I said with all due respect.
Yeah, right. How about Will Ferrell? He's hysterical.
I'd
huh?
love to work with him. I think he's great.
Can Will Ferrell act like regular stuff?
Oh,
you
yeah,
think?
yeah.
I think he could do regular roles.
I mean,
huh?
the people make the mistake of thinking because he's funny, he's just thinking of every funny thing he can. But you know, a comic, sometimes doing a character and making it funny is more difficult than playing a character straight.
Yeah, and,
you know?
and Riley is good too with him. He's a great actor, John C. Riley.
Oh, John C. Riley.
I mean, he's good. He's a great serious actor.
They just inspired one
I
another
was
to
watching
levels of stupidity that were just unheard of.
And the outtakes are even.
It's like a version of Dumb and Dumber.
But even better.
But
even better. Even better. I mean, it's like Seinfeld
the
with
scene with Seth Rogen is one of my favorites ever.
What scene is that?
Seth Rogen says, okay, I get it with you guys. You're both wearing tuxedos. It's funny. I like it. And then there's this pause and you just hear,
oh yeah.
And Riley goes for about 30 seconds.
Right.
And his face is kind of going, yeah, I don't think it's quite finished yet. Maybe. And then at the end, he just goes, just like this.
Was that the outtake?
Oh no, this was in the movie.
Oh, wow.
It was just, I mean, you go,
I
okay,
missed that.
crass, stupid, sophomoric, but it was just the look on his face was like, I mean, it was brilliant.
Anchorman is ridiculous.
Anchorman's out of
I
control.
mean, Anchorman 2, when they're going back to LA and he asks the sports guy what he's doing. He's like, I'm going to hang out with OJ Simpson and Robert Blake. We just chase women around. They call us the lady killers.
Right.
And it's just, I was like, well, that's a great name. You should get jackets or something.
Cold-blooded.
No, it's ridiculous.
Neil from Bow Bridge.
Let's go to the phone line, 766-9480. We're going to Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Neil joins us. What up, Neil?
It's Emil.
Emil. Nice. That's even better. How you doing, Emil?
I'm good. I've been listening to your brother, and he keeps talking about great character actors like the Duplass brother. And I was wondering, not character, but comedic actors, meaning I've heard it said that some of the greatest actors in the world are comedians, and then they turn to drama. I'll let you go and hear his answers.
Emil, thank you for the call from Bro Bridge. I'm trying to, that's definitely the case. I'm trying to think of some great examples. I mean, Robin
Steve
Williams,
Steve Carell, Robin Williams.
Robin Williams is
Jim
like
Carrey.
Jim Carrey. I mean, Robin Williams is like the ultimate, though. He was pure comedian, and then he became a great actor.
There was an actor in the 19th century on stage named Edmund Kean, who, word has it, was on his deathbed. And one of his friends went up to him and said, "How are you? Are you okay? Do you need anything?" And he said, "No, no, no. Dying is easy. Comedy is hard." Comedy is hard. Those guys are already good actors. You know, people think, I was just saying this to Corey, people think you just say a bunch of funny things and you're a funny guy. It is hard being a funny actor. You know, if you've ever seen Tropic Thunder, you see Tom Cruise playing Les Grossman. That was hysterical, but he had to have been funny in order to make that character work. But he is a serious actor doing a serious thing. And as far as he's concerned, it is serious, and he's great in it, you know?
I saw, I think Netflix or somebody's, there's a documentary on Charlie Sheen coming out. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
He's just a lunatic, but now he's sober. So
Right.
he's like, you know,
Right. So he's no fun.
well, you know, they said sober is like,
No, good for him. you know?
sober is son of bitch. Everything's real. That's what sober, the acronym
and-
for sober
And
is.
what I understand when you get people who come out of the other side of an addiction of some kind is they say, seeing reality again not through the haze of whatever substance is an absolute miracle and a gift. And I hope that that's what it is for him, because there's no question he is a great actor.
No, and he said some interesting things. Just the little trailer I saw. He's like, you know, they went through the list of the early movies, which were just gigantic, Platoon and all this stuff. So he's like, he's like, all of a sudden I'm just this huge person. He's like,
he was it in Platoon. He was it in Wall Street.
He's like,
you know,
exactly. He's like,
he
what do
was
you- what do you
Oliver Stone's
expect was
go-to.
gonna happen, you
Yeah,
know?
you know,
His best line ever wasn't in a movie, was in court. So the judge asked him, or the lawyer, so you pay these girls to come to your house to have sex? He's like, no, I pay them to leave. I was like, wow.
That's great.
That's the best line ever.
That's excellent.
That's incredible.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen was sicko. I can't wait to watch that documentary. I mean, you're like pulling for him, you know? You
Yeah,
want him
yeah,
to, you want him
absolutely.
to be sober
Absolutely.
and have his you know what together.
Yeah.
Maybe have a second, you know, and he's like teared up how he wrecked, you know, his brother and dad, they, you know, embarrassed him and all this. He's like, he's
I
acknowledging
think
all that.
I think he did a lot of stuff. I don't think he ever embarrassed them. I think they both were absolutely 100% behind him and hoping that he comes through it, you know.
No,
But
Emilio Estevez is
no
like-
one cut him dead.
Emilio
Everyone pulled
Estevez
for
seems
him.
pretty legit, like as far as got his you know what together. Martin Sheen, I think at an early age didn't have his you know what together.
Martin
He
Sheen was-
he was a little Charlie-ish.
He was up against a lot of guys like Al Pacino and Harvey Keitel who were going out there and doing some real wild stuff as actors. But Martin Sheen more than held his own with a lot of
Oh
those.
no,
guys. I mean,
totally.
you know,
he was one of the best.
he carried Apocalypse Now, you know,
No,
and,
no,
and
totally.
it worked with Brando.
The
So,
horror.
you know.
Hey, did you learn something from each and every one of these big name actors that you worked with, or not really?
Every single one of them.
Really?
Every single one of them.
Something?
Yeah, you take something away, you know. Antonio Banderas said to me, and this is going to sound so stupid. We were doing a scene where these guys had been drowned in oil because the people who were in the Arabs wanted us to leave, and they drowned some of my guys in oil. And we come in, and the sheikh, who Antonio Banderas owns the oil land, and he comes in and looks, and I'm standing there, and I was just completely shell-shocked. And at one point in the middle of a take, he looks at the cameras on me, and he goes, I just looked over at him, and he goes, take your hat off. Really quiet like that, as Antonio, because my hat was on. I didn't realize I was wearing a hat, and it was just respectful. And it was like it comes off, and all of a sudden you just go, and there's your hat off because these guys are dead. It just fed the scene. That's where his head was at. He was thinking and just handing you something,
Like a
you know?
director.
So, right. And that's what's great. You know, a lot of actors go, I'm doing my job, leave me alone. It's like, man, I'm doing my job and you're here. And so you feed it, you know.
Best director you ever worked with? Steven Spielberg a couple of times.
Well,
That would
Steven
be-
Spielberg's in his own. No, the director I love the most is Paul Greengrass, because Paul asks you to do something, and when you do it, he doesn't say anything.
Who would you like to work with? Is it obvious stuff like Tarantino, Scorsese? you know?
Of course, yeah. You want to
All
work with
that.
Tarantino and Scorsese mostly to say, I worked with Tarantino and Scorsese. But as far as being able to learn from somebody,
Yep.
there are directors. I mean, you know, I worked with Sam Mendes. I'd love to do a film with him.
I've got the perfect person that could direct for you, could help you be a better actor. You want to hear him? There he is.
Blue Boy.
Blue Boy. That's the end of the program already. You want to wait to get on the phone, or you want to check it while we're still on?
No, I'm good.
Okay, just checking. That's my older brother. That's Blue Boy barking up a storm.
He's playing a dog barking, and I'm supposed to nod, go,
Yeah,
hey,
Blue
yeah,
Boy. It's not
good.
just a dog.
I'm done
it's
here.
Blue
Okay,
Boy.
that's me. I'm out.
Happy birthday, Mario Brothers, aka Latinx. Mañana, New
On
Orleans.
the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.